If you're struggling to get your first sales, your first buyers or clients of your thing, this video is for you. Now, I've been asked this a lot recently, and for those who don't know, I actually spend 2 hours a week coaching hundreds of entrepreneurial women for a previous client of mine. And I do that because it keeps me young. It keeps my mind sharp on things. And the question that I get asked the most is, Daniel, I have this thing I'm passionate about. I know it's a good offer, but I don't have any traffic. I don't know who to sell it to. I don't have any leads. Well, I typically don't share this because I'd rather talk with those who are further ahead, more established, but I felt like I needed to record this today. So if you don't have any traffic, if you don't have an existing email list or lead list or people to buy from you, well, how do you get your first sales? How do you validate your thing without it? Well, let's dive in. So there are a lot of ways to get traffic in today's age. And I want to focus on three different categories real quick. First is paid traffic. That is where you go out there and pay to play. You're running paid advertising, you're sponsoring different things, podcasts, blogs, websites. You're paying for the traffic, paid traffic, P. The second is owned traffic. Now, this is the one that everybody wants. You own your own traffic. So, for example, own traffic is your email list. You can download the CSV, you can move it to different email marketing platforms. You technically own it. Now, you don't own the minds of someone else, but if you're a good marketer, then you start to nurture them and they know, love, and trust you, and suddenly you kind of do. Now, another example of owned traffic is actually Facebook or Meta. So Meta owns Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and a handful of other things. But for simplicity's sake, let's just focus on Facebook. So Mark Zuckerberg owns the audience that's on Facebook. Billions of people. It's a large percentage of the world's population. And side note, that's why Facebook ads work so well, is not because my people aren't on Facebook or my people are on Facebook. It's because the majority of the world's population is on Facebook. It has the most data. It's the smartest ad platform and tracking platform out there as of this video. And more importantly, it's the easiest, cheapest, fastest to get validation and going. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you need to run ads right away. This video is about validation, ads amplify, but I wanted to go through the traffic sources. So we've got paid ads. We keep coming back to that. Owned traffic, which is your email list, or if you're Mark Zuckerberg, you own Facebook. If you have a platform like I do, shameless plug here, marketerprompts.com is a bunch of AI-powered tools, then I have my user list and I technically own them because I'm able to email them and follow up with them and put things in the platform that'll get them to go somewhere, do something, or book a call. And then you have earned traffic, P paid, O or owned, and E for earned. And earned traffic is what the majority of people out there do. They post and hope that their post is good enough for them to get a like, a comment, a click, a visit, and earned that traffic. Now, this is a bit more nuanced because mature platforms like Facebook and even Instagram, they're not really going to reward you well for just posting. They want the money, baby. And the reason being is because they're mature. Now, early on, platforms open up the reach. They open up your post getting seen by a lot of people. And why is that? Because they want you to get the dopamine rush of, wow, I got 300 likes, I got 300 views, I got 300 comments. Hey, TikTok. So there's a reason why people are able to go more viral easier on something like TikTok than Facebook. It's because TikTok wants the users, they want the people staying on there. And they're earlier in their life cycle than Facebook, which started in 2004. So I can't remember when TikTok came about, but it sure as heck wasn't 2004. It was a lot more recent than that. So I think you understand what I'm getting at here. Earn traffic. You're trying to earn the like, the comment, the click, the lead, the conversion from it. So this could be you posting on social media, just like we talked about, or it could be you going on a podcast and earning the trust of someone listening. And it could also be you earning the trust of someone else's audience. If you go on someone else's podcast, you're doing so in hopes that you'll earn the trust. But this is a pro tip for you. I love this strategy. And it's that you going on someone else's show, whether it's their podcast or their YouTube video, or you do a workshop or a webinar together, or you do a guest blog or a guest post, that's a transfer of trust. They have already built up the trust, the know, love, and trust that people always talk about. And people like to say know, like, and trust. I'm going to go a step further and say know, love, and trust, especially nowadays in this crazy AI-filled world. But you're doing so in a way that's smart. You're leveraging the attention and authority that someone else has already built up. Now, before I get too ahead of myself, I want to recap here. You've got paid traffic, you've got owned traffic, and you've got earned traffic. And that's not the particular order that I suggest. Honestly, I would suggest earned traffic, which most everybody does because, hey, I post on social media trying to get a lead, a like, and from there you can add in paid traffic when appropriate. And we'll talk about that in a second. But all you're trying to do is get them to join your email list or book a call so they're on your list, or sign up for your thing so you have their contact info and now you own them in a nice sense of the word. So paid traffic and earned traffic can equal owned traffic. Now, that was Traffic 101. Traffic equals people doing something, clicking to your page, visiting your thing. Hopefully they become a lead or a conversion or a call booked or a buyer, but that's a topic for another time. That's the funnel, the customer journey, etc. So you don't have an email list. You're not going to run paid ads. It's not appropriate right now because you have not validated your thing. Remember, ads amplify, and ads are like pouring gasoline on a bonfire. And if the bundle of sticks is not lit, meaning you have no buyers, well, that's just dangerous. You've kind of creating a bomb, and you don't want that just yet. I guess the illustration could use a little work, but it's a lot safer to pour gasoline or throw gasoline onto an already lit fire. Anyway, I might think of a better analogy later, but you don't have anything, or so you think. And I'm going to take a page out of one of the people that I trust the most in this arena. And it's Alex Hormozi, and he wrote a wonderful book on this called $100 Million Leads. I'm not affiliated with it in any way. I have no affiliate link for you. I'm just suggesting if you want to dive very deep on this topic in a way that breaks it down in a simple fashion, go get that book. I think he gives it away for 99 cents on Amazon. When I think about his methodology for doing so, I have realized over the years that it is the best way to do so. And it's that you need to think about it in concentric circles. So right now, you don't have anything. Your reach is not wide. You're not going to spend money on ads. So what you do have is, I'm sure you have a Facebook profile. I'm sure you have a phone with contacts in it. I'm sure you have a friend or two, and you may be involved in an organization, a church, a volleyball league, something that you're involved in. Worst case scenario, I know you have a phone with at least 3 contacts. And if you don't, you probably shouldn't be watching this video anyway. So with that said, let's break down how you do this and how you think about it the smart way. I want you to jump into my brain and Alex's brain for a second. So you have leads. But Daniel, I just have a phone list. I just have a Facebook profile. Yes. And I want you to start thinking like a smart business owner and a smart marketer here, and that each person could be connected to somebody that could start to know, love, and trust you. Or that person that you have in your contact list could be a potential buyer. But Daniel, it's all friends and family. Yes, exactly. And so I'm not telling you to go sell just to your family. And I'm not just trying to get you to annoy your friend group. That's not what I'm trying to get at here. 99% of the time when I go through this exercise with somebody, then we start to realize they have 5, 10, 50, 500 different people in their contact list, phone book, Facebook profile, friend list that fit their target market criteria. Let's put it in even more simple terms, and let's just say it's 10 people, not 500. But you'd be surprised once you go through it, once you spend a weekend going through those two lists right there. And heck, we can even throw in email contact lists too. But you'd be surprised how many people come out. But let's just say it's 10 people, 10 family members. Let's start there. 10 family members, you can go to each of them and you can enthusiastically talk about your business, not in a way where you're trying to get them to buy. Because there's nothing worse than, oh man, the only buyer I had was my mom or my sister. No. Go to them and talk enthusiastically about it. And remember this phrase. Since I share this with you, do you know 2 to 3 people who could really benefit from this that I could talk to? There's the key. Let's come back to that later. Now, let's say it's 10 friends. Well, if they're really good friends, they'll support you monetarily. However, it depends on your offer. I'm not asking you to go and solicit your friends for a $5,000 coaching package, but I am asking you to go and talk enthusiastically about your business passionately with a certain drive in your voice with intentionality. You'll see that that's the theme through this whole video. And you say, hey, now that I've shared this with you, do you know 2 or 3 people in your network that I should talk to? And at this point, you might be asking, Daniel, why do you say 2 or 3? Why not 10? Why not 1? And this is my philosophy on it, asking for referrals. If you just ask for 1, do you know one other person? Do you know another person? They may or may not know somebody. And if they do, well, great, you've got 1 referral. Uh, on the flip side, if you ask for 10 people, that's overwhelming. Somebody's going to say, whoa, hey, no, I don't know 10 people. You're signing me up for a network marketing scheme. No. But if you lead in with intentionality around, hey, do you know 2 or 3 other people? That's more than 1. It's not intimidating. And chances are you'll get 1 to 2 people out of that compared to just 1 or none if you ask for 1. All right. So now we've learned, hey, my lead list is my contact list, my email list that I have in Gmail or Yahoo or wherever, and my Facebook profile, if I so choose to go through that. And you know that you can go in and have enthusiastic, driven, passionate, and intentional conversations with people about it. You're not necessarily asking them for money or to become a buyer. If you realize that they're a great fit for it, by all means, please share your business, your offer with them. But this is to generate awareness and buzz and for you to go from 10 people to 20 people and then 30 people and then 40 people. Or if you start with 500, if you want to do that for 1 full week, go from 500 to 1,500 real quick, people that you could talk to. Now, what I'm not saying is I don't want you to go out there and have 500 separate Zoom calls. You can if you want. I just know that that would be daunting. And what you can do on the flip side is there are a couple things, and I'm just going to rattle them off, just depending on your personality and your offer and your target market. You could do group calls. Think of it like a market research or a feedback group, market research group. You could go out there and just email people or send them messages on Facebook. You could record a quick video, just like I'm doing here, where you talk passionately about it and you say, hey, I want to send you a quick video about this. Do you mind spending 4 minutes just taking a look? At the end of it, obviously, you're asking for referrals or more people you can share it with, things like that. So be smart with your time. Batch it. However, if you want the real entrepreneurial experience, go out there and do one-on-one Zoom calls. I promise you, you will be an incredible marketer at the end of it, even if you don't think of yourself as a marketer, because the best marketers out there, they know the voice of customer and voice of the market better than anyone else in that specific organization or offer. So you do have leads. You just don't think of them as leads. And that's completely okay because we've been taught to not be annoying. And that's going to open up a can of worms. I am not saying be annoying. What I'm saying is be intentional. Don't be annoying, be intentional. And intentionality goes a long way, especially nowadays, because as of this recording, as of April 2026, the world is in a tumultuous place. The economy's a bit crazy, better than last year, but still a bit crazy. AI has come and sat next to us and said, "Hey, what you going to do about me?" and the world is just noisy. And so intentionality will go a long way because I have found, this is my experience, I found that people really want to buy from people they want to know, love, and trust. And if you go out there with a drive, a passion, charisma in your voice, and intentionality in what you do, that will go a long way. I promise you that. It may not work the first time, and maybe the first three people you talk to, if your family members, they're going to be forgiving, but the first three friends you talk to, it may not go well, and that's okay. At the end of it, you can say, hey, look, I know that was a bit rocky. What could I have done better? Again, I've found through doing this a long time, a decade of marketing and working with clients and being a business owner myself, I've learned that people really want to help. And if you're intentional about helping, or if you're intentional about sharing, or if you're intentional about what you can add to them, then people will see that and they'll forgive the tiny mistakes. Let's talk next about how we expand the circle. So if you've been following along, you probably realize that we expand the circle through a couple different ways, one of them being referrals. And this is one of the best ways to grow your business early on because it costs nothing except you giving good value and a great service for what you just sold somebody. Referrals go, I mean, they can take off like wildfire. Let me just share that. But another thing you can do, and I hinted at it early on, is you can leverage strategic referral partnerships. Some people call them affiliates. Some people call them referral partners. Some people call them strategic partners. There's a lot of different names for them. I personally call them strategic partners or referral partners because I run a professional services business. I have clients, not customers, etc. But you can call them whatever you want. It is those other organizations, other companies, other influencers, micro influencers are especially good. They already have the attention, the trust. They have people who have bought from them before. They have built up an audience or a contact list or a buyer list of people who like what they have to say and like what they have to offer. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this is the most powerful way to grow your business without spending money on paid advertising. Time and a place for it, we're not there yet. This is the most powerful way to grow your business, and it's go after those who already have the know, love, and trust factor, the attention built up, the trust especially with those who could buy from you as well in a complementary fashion. You don't want to compete with somebody. You don't want to cannibalize their offer, but they're either going to be a downstream, an upstream, or a parallel type of partner. And I'll give you some examples. If I ran a tire shop, then I would go after every car dealership in my local area and I'd go in and I'd say, hey, I'm Daniel. I run Daniel's Tire Shop. It's a great name. And I would say, since I'm new to the area, I just wanted to come in and meet you. I wanted to hear about your time in business, anything that I could learn from you. You're the expert here. And I also want to say, and this could be after meeting number 2 or 3, but I also want to give you, hey, listen, here's a stack of coupons. Anytime somebody buys from you, would you be willing to give them a coupon for buy 3, get 1 free tires from me? They're either going to say, yes, I'd love to do so because you've spent time with them, you've built up a business friendship. Even if it's fast, you've still built it up. They're going to say yes, or they're going to say no, which means not at this time, or I don't trust you enough, or they're going to ghost you if you're doing it in email. So it's better to do it on a Zoom call or face to face and just work the deal till it's done. That is a very rudimentary example. I'll give you another example of something that I've done on my side, and then I'll talk about some ways that clients do it as well. So You probably heard me talk about this, Marketer Prompts. It's a vault of AI-powered marketing tools. I built it specifically for those that didn't want to spend the money on an agency or already had an in-house team or somebody that they trust to do the marketing. It's all of our proprietary frameworks, our knowledge, campaign successes, campaign failures even, all of my mentors, all packaged up as marketing tools that people just upload their business info, click, and run. They just run it and it works. It works really freaking well. I spent 2 years on it. Now, I also built this from over $50 million in client successes and failures in there too. But what I'm getting at is I created it in a way that is now licensable to other businesses in a bulk license or bulk seat deal plus white labeling. So I created a list of different complementary companies. A lot of them were other agencies. A lot of them were other coaches, two coaches, and I'm staying in my niche here. I'm going out there and I'm structuring bulk licensing deals. Hey there, you're a coach, you're a business coach that coaches other coaches and consultants. Great. Normally this thing is $97 a month. I'll give you a special offer if you buy 10 seats, if you buy 100 seats, if you buy 500 seats even. And, once somebody renews in 12 months, I'll give you 40% of the deal. So I'll give you a special offer. I'll give you 40% of what they renew at, and I'll give you 10% if they ever ascend to my done for you agency services. And I'll white label it for you. And I'll do a co-branded landing page. And I'll do workshops for your people. And. So I'm stacking the deal. I'm stacking the value, stacking the offer. And I'm going out there and I'm just saying simply, hey, I have a way we can help each other. I have a way we can refer business back and forth. I have something that could really help your people. Do you mind hopping on a call? Can you send over your calendar link? And it's important to get their calendar link because they're going to be most likely to show up to their own call rather than showing up to a call that they scheduled with you. So most likely they'll show up, but it's almost 100% guaranteed that they'll show up to their own call that you schedule with them. So I'm going out there and I have something that is complementary to the marketplace. Now, obviously, I'm not going out there and finding people with the same tool or similar tools and trying to go after them. Just not a good business move. They're either going to say no or they'll try to copy it. So that's an example from my side. Now, the third example is one that my clients do, and they do very successfully when done correctly and with intentionality. And that's they go after other micro influencers. And I say micro influencers because these are not Kim Kardashian or The Rock or Messi or anybody like that. They do not have 3 to 100 million followers. These people have 50,000, 500,000, maybe even a million, but kind of in that 6-figure range. And my clients go after them and they make a list and we help with that list as well. And they say, hey, I have some valuable things I can share with your audience. Do you mind if we do a podcast together? I'd love to have you on and then I'd love to be on yours and I'd love to do a workshop, a webinar. I'd love to integrate my offer with yours. And that's all along the string of 6 to 12 months. And it's a business friendship. That's what it is. And you need to treat it like it is. You need to plant the seed and water the garden, but don't be afraid to go out there and do some outreach because all it takes is one. We've all heard the phrase, you're one funnel away. I'm a firm believer in you're one partnership away. You are one partnership away from a 7-figure business, easily 7 figures. And I share that with conviction because I've seen it time and time again. And those that don't have an audience or a list or leads at first, start with your friends and family. Start with the people that you go after on Facebook, that you spend some intentional time looking through. You'll realize you have more than you thought. Go and get referrals from them. Then move into strategic partnerships. Go after other people who already have the influence, the attention, the trust of your perfect ideal customers or clients. Go at it with strength and intentionality. And if you count how many times I've said intentionality in this video, please comment. I'd love to know. But from there, your business has grown, it's starting to flourish, whether you're making 15,000 a month, 30,000, 150,000 a month or more, your business has blossomed and it's gone from, I don't have any leads to wait a second, I do. How do I turn those leads into more leads and then buyers and then strategic partnerships for leverage to go after one partner who has 10,000 potential clients? Whoa, that would break the business. Well, luckily you control the flow, but go after it like a true business owner. And then you can dump fuel on the fire with paid advertising. Paid advertising, when done correctly and when done at the right time, is so powerful. It can take you from 7 figures to 8 to 9 in the span of 12 months. And it's all about looking at it through the lens of a great business owner, a great marketer, and a true scientist. And I'll end with this again. All it takes is one. You're one partnership away. You're one lead away from opening the doors to a lot more business. And a lot of times people don't even start because they're paralyzed by the fear of, I don't have any leads. I don't have a list. I see these other people saying, well, I need to build a list, but where do I start? Well, you start by going to what you do already have. Go to the well that you've already dug. Even if you don't think you've spent time, energy, effort digging it, you spent your whole life building it thus far. So go after it. Go with intentionality. Don't be spammy. Be intentional. And I hope this video helped. If you'd like for me to record topics deeper on these subjects, I'd love to hear from you. I'm happy to do so. I know this was a bit of a 1,000-foot overview of the process, and I have some other content I can share. If this was helpful, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll let you get to it. Be intentional.